cross watchers, whoever you are, everyone is welcome here, and it can resonate for anyone. You don't have to just be an Aries. Right off the bat, though, I gotta tell you, and this is not even something I want to talk about because I just don't even, it's just not my thing anymore. I don't put energy into it, but when I get it, right? And so I gotta tell you, this will not resonate for everyone, but some of you, either someone is paying someone, or already has done this, to either read tarot on you, to cast spells on you, or there's an energy of, if they haven't done that and they don't know anything about spell work, witchcraft, and they're not into that at all, you would know. They have tried to dig up dirt on you. They've been in, communication with people. They've done things in secret. You could say this is a little bit of obsession here. You do have a person, Aries or Aries cross watcher, whoever you are, if you were drawn to this, either you have a person that is very obsessed with you, or vice versa. What this ultimately is an attempt to gain control of you. Because whoever this person is who's leading the army, if there are armies, they can't read you. They can't read you. They can't figure you out. You maybe kind of really, you stay to yourself for the most part. You don't really let people super close to you. If that's the story, then people are trying to figure out everything they can on you. Like, I just get that someone here is obsessed with you. And it's not in a healthy way. And I've been getting some like crazy messages for Aries lately, right? Like, it's crazy. The amount of people, it's like, why? Focus on yourself. But do they? No, it's really weird. I don't know what it is, but just know, maybe that's just the first part of this message, because I'd rather talk about something else. But it was like, I have to tell you this. I have to tell you. Now, maybe someone comes to you and says, I have to tell you this. Maybe it's a secret. Maybe it's something that's being said about you that ain't even the truth, but it's like being painted as if it's your truth, as if you were involved in this, or this is the reason of something. It's like someone's had some sort of an opinion about you. Let's say someone did pay for someone to do a reading on you. Whatever that person told them is what they're going off of, instead of their own gut, right? They're going off of that. It's just really weird. Or maybe someone's coming to you and saying, hey, so-and-so said that this is really why this happened, or this is what's your truth, or something like that. And you may be like, you know what, at this point, I don't even care to explain myself in life. I don't, and I'm not going to, so believe what you want. Believe what you want. Believe a tarot reader. Believe someone who makes up lies. Sometimes you'll get people who claim that like you have some sort of personal vendetta against them, but you've never even met these people. You've never even spoken to them or had two words. And in their mind, you're talking about them. You must be meaning something about them, or even people will take it as far as like, are you spying on me? And it's like, no, I just have psychic gifts. That's what it is. You putting your energy here is spying on me. So of course I'm going to pick up on your energy if you're fucking here, right? So if you don't want anyone to pick up on your energy, stop watching the videos. Oh shit. Some of you may actually have a channel. You may have a couple of channels. If that's your story, Crosswatcher or Aries, could even, let's say it's not a channel. Let's say it's just your social media. You have someone that like thinks that you post things just for them, and you're like, no. But for some reason they're wanting you to like explain yourself, or they're creating some sort of false narrative about you, thinking that there's some sort of personal vendetta you have against them, and you're like, what would give you that idea? I don't even know you. We've never spoken. Something like that. But for others of you, this could be ex-employers, this could be current employers. You're going to find out something that's been done or said about you. And if you don't, I'm telling you right now, this is the way you're finding out. And if you know that these are people who possibly would try to cast kitchen magic on you, or pay someone to do it if they have it, or have a family member do it for them if they're into that, maybe it's a religious thing, I don't know, but you got people who are trying to dig up dirt on you, trying to find out things about you. How do you feel? What are you doing? You know, some are doing it just because you don't give them a clear answer, or you're not giving them the answer that they want. You're not being, you're being, or you're just being quiet. You haven't said anything. Like, you have people that are definitely, they don't take their eyes off of you. Whether you talk to these people on a daily basis, or you never talk to them at all, or never even have, it's gonna, there's a range here. You know, some of you, you don't know people at all, and you have people who like bring your name up, or they think that you have, like I said, a personal vendetta against them, and you're like, hold on, what? I don't even know you, bro. It's something like that. I mean, it's really intense. I'm not even kidding, because see, Aries don't like that shit, but you don't have to be an Aries watching me. Whoever you are, I don't think you like that shit. And it's gonna, I feel like there's some sort of like, you know, yeah, and the light cut off over there. You see how it got darker? It'll cut right back on, and it's, oh, there it goes. See what I'm saying? So, the thing is, don't let anyone get under your skin. I feel like for the majority of you watching, Aries or not, there's people here who are doing something to try to get your attention, or to try to get stuff on you, information on you, anything, because they can't get it from the source, because you are either really secretive, you just keep things to yourself, you don't want everybody up in your business because it's none of their fucking business, or maybe you have cut off communication completely with someone or people, and so they're trying to do whatever they can, whether they're using tarot, witchcraft, or they're, you know, spying on you through the internet, whatever they're doing, or whether they're getting a private investigator, they're digging up shit online. I don't know what they're doing, but people are like mad obsessed with you, 100%. And for some reason, I feel like it's getting increasingly worse, because have you noticed in the messages? Yeah, it's like last time there were people fighting over you. This is just crazy, right? It's just absolutely insane. And then some of you, again, like I said, you don't even know people. There's people you don't even know. You have never physically met them or talked to them at all, but for some reason, in their mind, they have a whole land created where you were in it, and you must be talking about them, and you must be blah, 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 like, and you're like, what? Especially if you have an online presence. There's some shit going on there, okay? But you're aware of it, you already know. I know y'all just saw that, right? You can see it through here. I don't know what that is, but this window goes to outside, and I know y'all just saw that, so this is gonna be wow. And there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy, and I do believe some of you that someone has done energy work on you, or they've tried. Should you stress it? Does it look like I'm stressing it? No. We know what that does. We know what doing that does. When you dabble, it mixes on you. You know what I mean? We already know all that, but I'm just letting you know, some of you need to know there's people who have tried to like, oh, and they're currently doing it. And there's a lot of them. And I feel like it was just going to be every message for us now. Aries or Aries cross-watcher, is this going to be an everyday where we just sit here and talk about all the people who just, for whatever reason, we bother them. And it's like, if we bother you so much, why are you giving us energy? Especially if you're somebody we've never met and don't know. Are you serious right now? Unless you have proof that someone is specifically talking about you and has used your first, middle, and last name, and then you're making it up in your head and you're fabricating things. That's not okay. If it's somebody that you have met and you know, for whatever reason, whether you talk to them daily but you don't tell them personal things, or you quit talking to somebody at all, or you talk to them every now and then but you don't open up, they're reading the tarot on you. Either they're paying someone to do it, to get information on you. For some reason, they trust these things instead of their own gut and intuition. For some reason, they need this information on you. They're like obsessed with you instead of themselves. They're obsessed with finding out things about you. How do you feel? What are you doing in life? Do you plan to retaliate? Some of you, somebody's trying to get ahead of you because they know that you may dig up shit on them, or you have shit on them, and that you may retaliate. But especially if I'm picking up on an Aries here, if we want to retaliate, you wouldn't have time to think about it. We would have already done it. It's not that we don't do it eventually if we have to. I mean, we got to defend ourselves too, and if we get attacked enough, we will drop bombs on a motherfucker. But, you know, unless an Aries has already attacked you, we'd have no interest in that. We have no interest in drama. We have no interest in your personal life. But for some reason, people got interest in ours. For some reason, people, but it's like, but why do you, why? Really, why? Truly, why? And especially if these are people who mean ill will on you. Some of them do. Some of them do. Some of them will try to stop you with witchcraft and magic, whether they have others do it, or I think they're going to have other people do it. It's because they, I'm even hearing black market. I mean, I'm not kidding. You have some people here that are like, they're really shady. Maybe they dabble in the black market. They've bought some things off the black market. They do some not so good stuff, and they know that you know about it. Like, this is someone who knows that you know, or people who know that you know they do a little shisty stuff. And so, you know, you can't trust people like that. And maybe that's the thing, some of you don't. You pulled away, you quit talking to people, you've cut people out of your lives, cut cords, and what this has done is it's offended people. And then you have the people, again, I feel like I need to reiterate it, who you've never met before. And they are dead set that there is like some personal vendetta you have against them, and you're like, but how? I don't know you. How am I talking about you? We don't even have a connection. I've never had a conversation with you at all. I do not know you from anywhere. Point that shit somewhere else. Somebody's like taking something personal about you, maybe even your gifts, the shit that you pick up on, especially if you have an online presence. Now, if you don't, omit that part. But if you do, people are taking shit very personally. Like, this is a personal attack against me. You must be watching everything I'm doing. You know, you must, because how would you know this? Like, this is some crazy stuff. And it's like, but if you think all that, then why are you here? It's baffling. But the majority of you, no, Aries or Aries crosswatcher, that's not the case for the majority of you, but especially if you have an online presence, you got someone who's obsessed with you, but it's not healthy. It's like, this would be someone who you've never even talked to at all, like at all. And they like even get angry at you. Yeah, have a whole story in their head made up. That's crazy. Yeah, if you have it would be someone you've never talked to. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone, but for some of you, you got one of those on your hands. Others of you, it's people that you did know who you no longer have communication with, and they dig up dirt on you, or they're trying, or they talk to people in like private little message groups, or I'm not kidding. Yeah. Or they like pay on Pinterest, or what is it, on Etsy, or on YouTube even, to get readings on you, or they bought their own deck and they're doing it themselves, or they've casted magic by mixing herbs and stuff to try to harm you, or they've paid someone else to do it, or blah, blah, blah. You know, if they have money to just blow, they may have even taken it as far as getting like a private investigator on you, or, you know, I'm not kidding. Just because you've like highly offended someone here because you don't connect to them, or because you've shut off communication, you've cut off your supply. And the supply could be, you didn't give them money, maybe you just gave someone all your energy, or a group of people. Like, you've given people or a particular person too much energy to where you were like, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm going to cut off information to me. Unless it's whatever I choose to put out on the internet or whatever I choose to be known, I'm not going to let them know nothing personal about me, so then they have to do their own investigating. Because for some reason they're obsessed with knowing things about you because they're concerned about how much you know on them. That's interesting, isn't it? They're like, well, she or he, whoever's watching me, they know everything on me, so I've got to know a little bit on them. And if it's not about them knowing anything on you, they're trying to energetically mess with you. That's why the light went out again. That's why we saw something over here, because I know y'all saw that. And this is behind a fence. So what was that? I don't really know, but it was pretty large, wasn't it? It doesn't look like I'm worried about it, am I? If it's a person, they should be worried. But anyways, that's what I'm getting. I didn't even write any of this down. I need to, though, so I remember, but look, I think we may be one of the only signs who's like totally fine with getting messages that are like this. I mean, we just need to know the truth. This is the truth. But have you noticed how calm I am? I'm just chill about it. Like, I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. There's nothing here where you need to like be afraid. It's like you just need to be made aware that you have a lot of people who don't really care to get to know you. They just want to know things on you or things about you, especially if they can't get close to you on a personal level because you will not let them, or you won't let them anymore. Perhaps they were on a close level, personal level with you, and you've demoted them since due to their actions. And like I said, others of you, there are people who you have never had a connection with, and they have created some sort of story in their mind. I mean, you have a lot of obsessed people with you, I'm not kidding. It's kind of, I mean, it's like surprising. It's like, wow, that's a lot. And then all different, you know, some romantically, some like frenemies almost, but they're still obsessed because they're always on your shit every day. I'm gonna leave it here. There's nothing else to say other than I don't think it's something you need to worry about. Spirit just wants you to be aware that people are really obsessed with you right now, whether in a healthy way or an unhealthy way, but you probably know this, especially if you're feeling like unnaturally tired all of a sudden, all of the time. It's because people are pulling on your energy constantly. So remember to call your energy back to you at the end of each day. You don't have to have any special tools to cleanse your energy. Some people don't have money for all that right now. We're trying to afford food for our children and for ourselves, so a lot of us don't have money to go out there spending money on all these candles and sage, and we know sometimes especially if you're a single parent, you ain't got the money to be doing things like that. So you do what you got, and nothing is stronger than the power of your voice, so speak it out. What's meant to be for you, Aries or Aries crosswatcher, is going to be for you, and none of these people are going to stand in your way. But I appreciate each and every one of you being supportive of me on this ride and this journey. So thank you guys so much. Talk to you later. Bye.